Rebecca Silvestri, VP of Sales and Marketing with Local Profile. This is Local Leaders, an interview series with local leaders sharing incredible leadership insights. Today, I am so excited to be chatting with Marla Wilson. She's the CEO of Axel Rehabilitation Hospital in Plano. Hi, Marla. How are you doing?
I'm great, Rebecca. How are you?
We are awesome. So excited to be speaking to you. Marla has an incredibly inspirational story. Marla, can you just give me a quick recap of how you got to be CEO and your a quick recap of your journey?
Sure. Well, I am an occupational therapist by background, so my passion has always been to help others and to get others back to where they can be as functional as possible. So my journey started as an OT working with brain injury people. I then transitioned to what's called business development, and it's kind of marketing and getting people into rehabilitation hospitals. I worked my way up in that arena until I was the director of business development. And, I've been in rehab hospitals for pretty much my entire career. So I learned from a lot of great leaders of how to run a hospital. And when this position became available, I thought, you know what the heck? I think I know how to run a rehab hospital. I'm going to see if they'll agree with me, and they did. So I've been here for almost 2 years now. So it's been an awesome journey.
Well, congratulations. It's not many people who make it to be CEO, much less of a big and growing hospital. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So, in order to become this successful, you have used goals. So, how have you used goals as the foundation to your success?
Well, I think it's important to take it one step at a time. I've always been goal oriented, even as a child. I always wanted to do and be a part of something that I was good at or could be potentially the best at. So, through trial and error, you find what's good for you. And, once I find that I can do something and I can be the best at it, I set a goal and I reach that goal. Once I reach that goal, then, I reassess and say, okay, now where do I want to go? So like I said, I became the director of business development. And then at that point, it's like, well, the next step is to become CEO. So then you have to set your sights on that and do whatever you can to reach that goal. And then you kind of take that and reassess again. So that's kind of how I've done my whole life, through school, through work, and everything else. So it's just taking it one step at a time.
That is such great advice, because it's not just like, hey, set a goal and go for it. It's first figure out what is something that you can be the very best at and then go for it, right?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Well, fabulous. All righty. So along the way, what's the best piece of advice that you've ever been given?
Well, I would say, my parents have been extremely instrumental in, my success throughout, my entire life. And really the best advice I think that they've ever given me was, follow your dreams and don't give up. It takes hard work and perseverance, but you don't ever quit, and you can do anything that you put your mind to. So, and they still to this day are still a huge encouragement, to me, and support. And so I would say that's definitely the best advice. Just, find your dream and follow it.
That's brilliant advice. Find your dream and follow it. I mean, it's almost a no-brainer, but how many people actually do that?
Well, there's some people that don't. They're scared or fearful that they're going to fail, and sometimes you do fail, but you just have to get up and keep going. So that was another strong point. We were not allowed to quit.
I'm going to remember that for my children. You are not
That's
allowed
right.
to quit. All right. So what other advice do you have for fellow female leaders or potential future leaders?
Well, I would say, as a female, you just got to have the confidence that you can do it, that you can be whatever you want to be. Even having kids, you just have to have some kind of work-life balance to make it through. But I would just say you just have to follow that dream. I finished my MBA after I'd had my first child. I mean, he was a newborn and I still had, a couple months left to go. You will figure out a way to make it happen. You just have to, jump in and do it.
Right? How much do you think it plays into your passion and how much do you want to do something relative to whether or not you can achieve it?
I am one of those that I have to really believe in what I'm doing in order to do it. So I couldn't be that kind of salesperson that's just selling you anything, even if I don't believe in it. It's got to be innate in me and something that I feel is beneficial for others. So really anything that I do, I have to be passionate about, or you can tell, it's not going to be um, as exciting. And I'm not one that I can't be fake. People always say I don't have a very good poker face. They see whatever I'm thinking written on my face. So I have to really believe in something and be passionate about it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So that this question is aside, so it's throwing this one on you. How important do you think is being able to sell, even if you're not in a sales role? Like, how important is that skill, do you think?
Well, I think it's very important, and I've always said it's not really the word selling. In my point of view, marketing, business development, anything like that has always been about building relationships. So, having an experience with rehab hospital and really you're selling, doctors, physicians, case managers, and even patients and families themselves of how we can help you. So it's really about developing rapport and a trust. So I've always considered myself a relationship builder and not so much a sales person, if that makes sense.
Yep, absolutely, it makes sense. And I think it applies whether or not you think you're trying to sell something, because even if you're trying to get a job, you are selling yourself and you've got to build rapport and a relationship with your future employer.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what real life tips do you have to maintain work-life balance? Because you are a high up, successful woman with children at home, right?
That's correct. And they're young children at that. So the whole school from home has been quite a challenge. But honestly, you got to have a really good support system, both at work and at home. And you have to have structure and prioritize. So, I have to give myself deadlines at work and just know that those things that have to be done, I will stay until they're done. But those that can wait until the next day, they're going to have to wait till the next day, because I have a second job at home, which is, being a mother and a wife. So you really have to have that, structure in your life. My husband, before COVID, he traveled quite a bit. So it was imperative that we had a shared calendar. So I know when he has a meeting or he's out of town or I have a meeting, you just have to have structure in place and stick to it. So you have that work-life balance.
Absolutely. So I know that you are a little bit of a positivity guru. So, but be happy is definitely easier said than done. So, what are some ways that we can all foster a more positive outlook?
The way I do it, and like I said, we have ups and downs every day, especially with COVID in place. What helps me to be positive is, to count your blessings, think about the awesome things that we have to be thankful for, just like you and I were talking earlier. And, I'm thankful that I get to come to work every day, get dressed up, put makeup on, when there's so many other people that are working from home. So just count the blessings and, really celebrate the small positive things that are happening right now. It's easy to get bogged down on, the things that are in the media and everything else. But if you just turn and look at what wonderful things are happening on a day-to-day basis and focus on those, then that really helps, keep the positive and be happy attitude.
Right, absolutely. And I also think what you said earlier in fostering a support system for yourself makes a big difference.
Absolutely. I have awesome family and friends, both outside of work as well as here. And I think that is so important.
Yeah, it absolutely makes a huge difference. All right, so how have you been managing things at Excel and making sure that you keep the morale up? I'm sure it's been a struggle over the last few months. I was going to say weeks. Wow,
I know
months.
it's been months. I think really the key is communication. As everybody knows, there is an ever-changing ebb and flow of restrictions and guidelines and everything else. So I think communication has been huge to keep morale up. Not only me communicating what I know and things that we need to do to change, but also to have a listening ear and an open door. My door's open to any employee in this hospital to come, whether it's to express concerns, to vent, to cry, to laugh, whatever it is. So I really think just having communication and an open doorway. And we also still, celebrate. We like to have fun here. And, we still celebrate birthdays and do employee of the month and, fun things like that. For the whole summer, we've been doing a Be Kind awareness thing where people wear, especially on Fridays, something Be Kind or Sunshine or Be Happy. And, I think that's been fun for people to really kind of get engaged and think about. I mean, even if you see someone else wearing a Be Kind shirt, it makes you pause and say, oh, yeah, let's be nice to each other. Not that we have to have that cue, but, it's psychological sometimes too. So we've just kind of had the Be Kind challenge for the whole summer just to kind of get us through it.
I absolutely love that. Be kind. It's so simple, but without that daily reminder, it's easy to forget.
It is absolutely.
Well, Marla, that's the end of my questions. Do you have any final thoughts you'd like to leave us with?
No, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come on today. And, Excel has been just a wonderful place and we're booming and growing. You asked me earlier kind of what my goals were for the hospital, and, it's to grow and to let everybody know that this is a wonderful place. When you need rehabilitation or be in the hospital, we're keeping everybody as safe as possible. And just thank you so much, Rebecca.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Marla, and thank you everyone at home for watching. We look forward to seeing you again for another episode of Local Leaders next Tuesday at 11:30. Bye-bye.